wisdom. A fool thinks of himself to be wise, but a wise man thinks of himself to be a fool. Do you think of yourself as wise? Or do you think of yourself as a fool? Your journey to embody the masculine essence is going to be dependent on whether you think of yourself as wise or as a fool. The wise, embodied masculine knows of himself to be a fool, meaning that you then know that you have flaws, that you have imperfections, and you might have gone through an ascension, a journey to conquer the wisdom that you now embody, the wisdom of realizing that you can fall, right? You can wilt and fall, realizing your humanness in it all. That is wisdom. What else is wisdom? Well, sometimes we tend to confuse knowledge with wisdom. But knowledge speaks and wisdom listens. So are you capable of listening? Or are you simply speaking? I recognize this within a lot of disembodied masculines, that they speak more than they listen. And there is a reason why. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth, isn't it? But that is a journey in and of itself too. Now, you see, when the embodied feminine and the embodied masculine come together, the masculine listens, holds space, creates some sort of a container for which the embodied feminine can surrender, can speak her mind, can flow, right? And so this is why the embodied masculine listens. On the other hand, though, if you are simply all about speaking about yourself, your journey, your passions, your this and your that, then you are simply stepping outside of wisdom and into embodying knowledge. The embodied feminine can really, really, really easily pick up on whether you are listening or whether you're all about speaking what it is that you know. And so knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. Furthermore, never mistake knowledge for wisdom. Okay, you can know a lot. But does that mean that you apply it? Not necessarily. One helps you make a living. The other helps you make a life. Right? So knowledge helps you make a living, but wisdom helps you make a life. These are very different things. And oftentimes, you have the opportunity to gain wisdom as you grow, but that does not mean that you actually apply it. Also, it does not mean that when you are growing through your ascension, through your journey, through wilting, falling, rooting, rising, and blooming, it does not mean that you actually take the feedback that you get from your journey and allow it to inspire further and deeper wisdom. It is an opportunity, yes. That's what it is. But that's all that it is. There are plenty of opportunities out there. There are plenty of opportunities that can come your way through life. But are you willing to listen? To take what you learn and actually savor it and apply it? Furthermore, a smart person knows what to say, right? A wise person knows whether or not to say it. Again comes the philosophy that knowledge speaks but wisdom listens. So you might consider yourself smart, that you know a whole lot about a lot of different things, which a lot of men, a lot of masculines tend to go down that path. And even women with this masculine essence, which we all have a certain masculine essence within us, yes, even women can go down that path of accumulating knowledge, accumulating this, accumulating that, reading this book, reading this, and reading this, watching that video, another video, and just consuming so much that you at some point consider yourself smart, right? Consider yourself knowledgeable. But even though that you learn a lot, you know a lot, and you develop this ego out of what you know, that's not to say that you're meant to say everything you do know, right? Because a wise person knows whether or not to say it. You want to tune into your intuition here, whether or not to say something or not. Does not mean that you're filtering yourself to the point where you hold all your cards like this, like all the way into your heart, that you don't expose yourself ever, because that is not healthy. That is armoring up. That is not allowing you to practice vulnerability, which is essential in building relationships, essential in building a life. So ask yourself, is this something to say or not? And really considering whether you say something to get a certain response or reaction, or whether you are saying it because this is true to you, right? And also realizing that the more you know, the more you don't know. That is wisdom. It is therefore wise to keep an open mind and to not let yourself be wavered, Also, it means that you can stay open-minded towards what someone else has to say and listen and take that feedback, that sentence, that conversation in, and allow it to sit with you so that you can maybe even develop your conclusions, so that you can further enhance your direction. And now remember too that we don't receive wisdom. We must discover it for ourselves after a journey that no one can take for us or spare us. Wisdom is something that you gain through actually engaging with reality. If you're not engaging with reality, how are you going to accumulate wisdom? Or rather, how are you going to experience something or accumulate experiences that can transform itself to wisdom if you so choose to take that feedback in, that experience in, and see what you learned from it? Consider that for yourself. You don't receive wisdom. It is something that you actually can choose to accumulate. You can choose to allow yourself to learn something and then apply your choices and decisions accordingly. So I come back to this. A fool thinks himself to be wise, but a wise man knows himself to be a fool. I am here to support you in this journey to really, truly develop your wisdom, your sense of wisdom, both for men and women. This is something that we all can learn from. Yet it truly is a masculine essence, this wisdom. And you are more than welcome to join the Bloom Beyond tribe by going to bloombeyond.com/apply. You can apply to join for a free monthly cohort of coaching where I can assist you and help you see the blind spots where you might be more about knowledge than actual wisdom, where you might speak more than listen, so that you can begin to really cultivate your masculine essence. So again, go to bloombeyond.com/apply to come into our group where you can receive coaching to be able to make this transition for yourself, which is a journey. Stay bright, brave, and balanced.